Hello, welcome to the queue. Just wanted to give a little shout out video for the BBR St. Louis, the third installment of the tournament there in St. Louis, and just as successful as the first two with less facility damage, which, you know, if you've been to 1 and 2, you know that each one of those had a little bit of issues with damage to the facility where we're playing in. But this year went off without a hitch. So congrats to the Elmwood facility there. So first, you know, the shout out, you know, obviously would go to Rob for putting this together, which the chaplain. And, you know, plenty of pieces, plenty of counters, plenty of backup. All the tables were in line, everything ready to go. Plenty to drink, snacks, lunches, the whole 9 yards. Very good job. So appreciate that very much, sir, for doing that. You know, everyone that comes, you know, has a good time. I'm pretty sure. I mean, if there was somebody that did not, I didn't see it. So that's the obvious shout out, you know, to Chaplin for putting that on. But one of the behind the scenes guys, his tag name is Rommel, and real name is John. He actually did a lot for this tournament, creating some more tables I think they actually had 20 teams originally signed up, so they needed some more tables from the previous year. And I believe in the previous year, John helped with those tables as well. So he was able to build some more tables. I think he actually helped with the setup. So, you know, kudos to you, John, for doing that. And then also, this is a 3D printed tank that he gave to the winners. And being a tank fan, I appreciate that quite a bit. So that's pretty cool as well. I'll have to come up with some sort of paint scheme there to see what we can do. Put that up on the shelf. That'll be pretty cool. Another shout out, not directly related to the tournament, but they were there playing as they have all 3 years. Moose Cow and Madman, and they've come up with this game, Kings and Kaisers, and it is a World War I game, pretty much based off the Axis and Allies 1914 game. With some additional house rules, and then of course you're expanding it out to cover the entire globe. Well, they've created a map to go along with that rule set, and anybody that can do that, those two things, deserves a shout out. So I didn't, I think there was a package in the prize table for the whole 9 yards outside of the pieces. You gotta get the pieces yourself. But it had the map and the rule book and the player aids and that kind of thing. I had everything other than this card deck, so that's what I picked up. So I got that, but I think the person that won that was pretty excited. I know my son and nephews had both put tickets in that pile because they wanted to get that as well. Next, Rich at Combat Miniatures. He was a sponsor of the tournament, and he was also there as a player. So, you know, kind of interesting to see that. You know, a lot of prizes on the tables, a lot of little things here and there. So thank you, Rich, for that. A unique thing to this tournament that I've not seen in any other tournament from Historical Board Gaming was these gift boxes. And you can see they were labeled one per every person that played. So interesting. I think the coaster was in there as well. But all these pieces over here, the most unique, I think, is these Mongolian infantry and cavalry. Oh, the map just slid and hit me. We'll drop that. There you go. So Mongolian infantry, cavalry, so the right amount to set out if Japan activates Mongolia, which is kind of cool. A couple other interesting things. South Africa is here in the Commonwealth, so there's a couple infantry. If you play with the capital markers, because South Africa, the two countries there, Southwest Africa and South Africa are a victory point, so that could mark that. And there was also 2 packs of aircraft, the P-38 Lightning and the Messerschmitt 262 jet. So we got some of those. I'll be looking forward to painting those up, along with some explosion markers and some decals there. So that was all in the box there, and I believe a couple of the boxes actually had a $50 gift card as a mystery surprise. So thanks, Doug, for doing that for everyone. That was really kind of unique. I do appreciate that quite a bit. The last, obviously Sire Blood for creating the rule set all those years ago, and the ability to work on it, to make additions and subtractions based off what works and doesn't work. And Sard was actually at the tournament as a player. That was kind of cool. Didn't have to worry about running anything. Just answered a few questions, as some of the more experienced players did throughout the day. Well, actually the 3 days. There was not a ton of questions. I think not as many as in past years. So that was kind of cool. So, and then last of all, the players that came out to play, you kind of have to give a shout out for them because most of them traveled. For myself, my son and his team, we're all in Missouri, so we're talking about a 3-hour drive, so no big deal. But a lot of people came from a long distance to play, and you guys that traveled to these events are just as much a part of making these events as successful as those who run the tournament. Because without you guys, it's just us hanging around playing some games, which we can do, and it's nice. But the whole tournament thing brings in more people, more ideas, more strategies. More just a whole lot more fun. So I do appreciate everyone that came, as well as those who helped to make this a successful event. And we'll be looking forward to, we got Atlanta here this fall. That I know for sure. I do believe that Madman and Moose Cow have got one going, a BBR tournament going in Chicago area in June. I wanted to attend it, but we had some family things come up, so we won't be able to make that, but we will be out there in Atlanta this September, October, and we'll look forward to seeing what takes place next year. Thanks again, Chaplain, for the overall hosting, organizing, and pulling off of a great tournament again.